Hey, good morning. It's day 14. Just left the shelter, headed into a little town to grab some resupply, walking by the Musahonic River, I think it is, and it is flowing after the rain last night, so this should be a good day. I think we walk along the river for a pretty good ways. See you down the trail. It's about 4.5 hours into day 14. I'm out here with Doc right here in the background. We've been hiking together, very similar speed and good conversation, so we're having a good day. Lots of uphill today so far, but we're making great time, and looks like we're going to make about 15, something like that today. And it should be a good day. So I'll talk to you down trail. So this is day 15 of my section hike, and yesterday, day 14, was really a beast. There was tons of steep, long climbs, and then a ridiculously straight down rock scramble not too far from the end of the day. And everything I have is soaking wet. So it's rained 2 nights in a row, tents, everything covered in mud and splatter and that type of thing. So I'm hoping for a little bit of sun today. And maybe an easier walk. It's along a river, so it tends to be a little flatter and not so many rigorous climbs. So we'll see how the day goes. I'm hoping for about 14 or 15 today, and we'll see how it goes. This is day 15 morning part 2. I wanted to say a little bit about Connecticut. So the first thing is it's got some great streams, which we didn't see at all in New Jersey and New York, so that's good. And then it's got some pretty good sized rivers, and if you look behind me here, you can see this really nice water source flowing down on that side. And then behind me on the other side, let me move over here a little bit. You've got this really swollen, fast-flowing river from all of the rain we've had the last couple of days. And the interesting thing is the temperatures. It was like 97 degrees and 80% humidity for 3 or 4 days, or 4 or 5 days, I guess, a couple of days back, and now we're hiking like in 57, 60 degrees. Very cool, and cool mornings when we get up with rain. So it's been a really swing from 97 to 53 in just a couple of days. So hopefully we'll get some sun this afternoon and I can dry some things out. So I've been walking along this riverside trail for a while now, and it's really nice. It's flat and there's no rocks, and easy to make good speed, almost like I'm walking on the greenway back home, and I'm right next to the river. And this is about the best shot I can get of how fast and how full this river is moving. It is absolutely full bank to bank, and flowing along at like 20-30 miles an hour. So it's quite the spectacle to walk past. It's not like our little rivers down in Georgia, much bigger version of those. So interesting walk and nice trail, can't beat that. So still morning of day 16, and headed towards Massachusetts. I think I'll be there another day and a half, another state down. They're going pretty quickly. Connecticut only has 40 miles. So usually it's about a 3-day hike for people. Some do it in 2, but it'll take me at least 3. But the trail's been pretty good, but now I get to go up like you normally do in the morning and see what's the other side of this hill. Hopefully it's not more hills. See you down the trail. So I thought I'd comment on the forest here. They're having a really bad problem in Connecticut, I think some in Massachusetts, with gypsy moth, and they're eating all the leaves off the trees, and it can often devastate a forest. So hopefully this won't last too long. But here are the pupae that hatch into the pretty little butterflies, but it's these guys right here who crawl up and down the trees and eat the leaves off. So as you can see, the pines still have some needles, but most of the hardwoods have been stripped. And this has been going on for several miles. So it's sad to see. It's kind of like our hemlock problem in Georgia. Okay, I've been hiking for a couple more hours after the deli this morning, where I had a Johnny Cash skillet, which was really good. And I brought a Reuben sandwich with me for dinner tonight, so I'm looking forward to that. I finished this first big climb with a nice view of Connecticut behind me. Now I get to go down for a while and then level for a while and one more big climb before I get to the shelter in about 8 miles. So it's something like 12:30. So it'll probably be like 5 o'clock or 5:30 when I get in there. So I'm going on down the trail. So day 18, I think, on my through hike. A lot of bugs this morning. Just left the Riga shelter with a really nice view of the valley below. I was the only one there, so I had a great time. It was warm and cozy in the shelter. No doors or anything, but it was just out of the wind. So that was good. And I'm hiking this morning about 10 miles, short day today, to set up an 8-mile day tomorrow, so I can do a near zero day, a Nero, into Great Barrington. And then probably a 0 day and just take a break and let my body recover and pick up a package to swap out my sleeping bag. So right now I'm on a pretty good trail. It's a little rocky and a little buggy up here, but I'm hoping that improves as the day goes on. So that's what's going on, and I'm headed to the next shelter, about 10 miles. Not much of a view for the trees, but this is actually the trail going down Bear Mountain. Wet rocks, very steep, and you have to go just inch by inch around and pick your way through. So quite exciting morning here. So that's what I just had to come down. Wet, slimy rocks on a near vertical downhill, like a foot at a time. I had to throw my trekking poles ahead so I had both hands free to be able to get around some of the steep places and stretch far enough down to put my foot on a safe place. So that was very tedious, very slow, and very cautious. I hope there's not many more of those today. So here's a really beautiful mountain stream making great noise right before it just drops off the mountain and goes down through the woods. And then you've got my hammock, and then you've got this view. So I think I'm going to hang out here for a while. Okay, so my easy 10-mile day is a piece of work. Right here I've got 800 feet up in about a half a mile. I'm probably halfway through it, and it's a bit of a beast. And I had one right before this coming down off of Mount Race, which was very slick and rocky and wet. And had to find some water, which I did, which was good. But it's hot out here. It's about 85 degrees. And these are steep hills, and they even got these built-in steps. They bolted into the side of the mountain to go up. And I've got another probably, I don't know, 400 or 500 feet. So I'm looking for a cool spot at the top, believe me. So day 19, I'm headed to town, Great Barrington, Massachusetts, for a day off. So it's about 8 miles. I'm probably a mile into it. So I'll be there in about, I don't know, 3.5, 4 hours. Check in, relax, wash clothes, take a shower, shop for a resupply, those sorts of things. I'm looking forward to it. Trail today is quite narrow. You can see behind me here, it's right between the shrubs, but it's flat. And the way it works today is just going down and down and down and down into town. So no big climbs or anything to do while I'm going. So a little humid, nothing dried that I hung on a line this morning with a breeze. So it actually got wetter from the humidity. So a little crazy out here right now on the weather side. But it's a nice sunny day. It's about 70 degrees and I'm headed to town. Well, so much for my easy walk into town. This is the trail that's above me. And then this is what it looks like going down. All those rocks to the bottom. Gonna have to be careful. So I just safely got down off that rock climb coming off the mountain in towards Great Barrington, and really have some nice trail behind me now to hike the last 4 miles into town. So I am really glad to be done with that. It was very tedious, very focused, instantaneous risk management for like an hour and a half as you work down a mountain like that. So I'm glad to be done, looking forward to town, and I should be there before too long. So sometimes we have an Appalachian Trail, and sometimes we have the Appalachian Creek. A little nasty through here. They need to do some drainage work, I think. Okay, so I think I said day 20 earlier. I think this is actually day 21. Day 20 was my 0 day in Great Barrington. So anyway, I'm back on the trail, as I said. Been going for a couple, 3 hours here. There's a big rock cliff and a trail ahead of me here. It's been really mixed today, but nice trail overall. Much better than those steep climbs over Mount Race and Mount Everett up there. So I've got about 5 miles to go to the shelter, and I'm going to keep on plugging away, maybe take a break between here and there, but plan to get to the shelter tonight. South Wilcox, I think, is the shelter. So maybe 5.5 miles to go. See you down the trail.